Welcome to the Volatile Cell. Thank you for joining me. Hello, Miss Ellie. Thank you for joining me. This story is ever turning, ever evolving. Just as soon as I decide what title I'm going to put in the live stream, I get information that I need not put those titles up. I was going to ask, is this a hoax? Is this the ghost of Christmas past, Sebastian Rogers? And then the Lord said, no, Queen, you're already exhausted today. You're tired. Hold off, because I got work to do. I want to show you a little something. If you need verification for the information, please check out my community page for said commentary in the YouTube queue. Thank you for joining me.
Circulating online has a striking resemblance to a missing Sumner County teen, Sebastian Rogers. The Sumner County Sheriff's Office has seen that photo, and after investigating the claim, they've come to their conclusion. Peyton Kennedy is here with this newest development in the months-long search.
Yeah, and after this photo has made its rounds, with some hoping that it did show Sebastian, the Sheriff's Office is now confirming the photo is not of him. And here it is. It was said to have been taken at a visitor center in North Carolina to several people, including Sebastian's father, Seth Rogers. This person appears very similar to Sebastian's description. The sheriff says after coordinating with law enforcement in North Carolina, they've determined the person is not who they're looking for. The Sheriff's Office says, quote, "We understand the gravity of the situation and the concerns it has raised. Our collaborative efforts with law enforcement agencies continue unabated as we remain committed to finding Sebastian," end quote. Sebastian was reported missing on February 26th after he reportedly walked out of his home in Hendersonville overnight. An extensive search with local and federal agencies has turned up no leads. So any information on his whereabouts can be shared with the Sumner County Sheriff's Office or with the TPI.
Thank you for joining me. Well, there you have it. WKRN News 2 is the source. This content was uploaded 1 day ago. Mercy, mercy me. One moment, please. Thank you for joining me. Law officials from Sumner County and North Carolina officials got together to verify the photograph. I guess that's why it took so long. Everybody's fussing and cussing about why it's taking so long, why the lady didn't call the police and upload the picture. Why did she upload the picture to social media? She said she did it because TBI did not respond. Arguing. Everybody's got their opinion. Everybody's the head knocker. We're going to go to Facebook, and I'm going to read you the statement from the woman who's in the photograph. Thank you for joining me. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $Big Angie, 129 Cash App. Stickers and chats are always welcome during the live stream. Where is this case going now? Because we have the ghost of Christmas past, doppelganger of Sebastian Rogers debunked. The woman wants you all to stop posting the photograph. It is of she and her child. And when you see a facial view of the child, you can see he is not Sebastian Rogers. This is what happens when you're only getting a side profile or a profile on the top of someone's head. Oh, Lord have mercy. Go to the Queen's community page to take the post, because on this page, I ask you questions pertaining to the interview with Nancy Grace. Now we have Mr. Mathis slamming Nancy Grace. She defied Mr. Rogers' wishes not to talk badly of the Proudfoots, as Mr. AB would say, the apology tours. Lord, I love it. You know, when you watch AB's channel, you need a little bit of popcorn, hell, a little bit of wine. And definitely when you watch the Queen, you just need a whole bottle of whiskey. Shut your mouth. Seth, you said that was your child. And that's, people have said on TV. Who am I to argue if he says that's his kid? Now, imagine one day later, a woman, the information between law officials and this lady, it's not Seth's kid. Dear God, what is going on? Something's got to end here. And everybody's got an opinion, just like with Summer Wells, this person, that person. But nothing is panning out. See, this is why you can't argue about stuff. Yes, it is. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. I know the truth. I know what happened. Blah, 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 blah. And then finally somebody jumps out of a hat. Thank you, Jesus. Because we've been waiting on this almost 2 weeks. Damn. Oh, that's my child. Let me try to pull this information up. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's never going to stop. After this information has been released to the public, now what is your opinion about Sebastian? Is he alive or is he deceased? Because now it's been debunked that is not him in the photograph. What's the truth? Because this is bad. And you know it's bad. We don't even have to say it's bad. It is really, really bad. 1 second, everybody. Trying to get this information pulled up. Thank you for joining me. The link is in the chat if you want to join the Queen up on panel to give your opinion pertaining to this latest development. Mr. Tony Mathis' post pertaining to Nancy Grace. Will Nancy Grace respond? That is what I have on my poll. Will she say something? Will she apologize to Seth Rogers and his PR frontman, Tony Mathis? Or will Nancy do what she does best? She gonna give everybody the damn business. And as AB said, everything is already out. You know, whether you believe it or not, the he said, the she said, the mattress in the garage, Mr. Seth believing the child was drugged. These are things you are either feeling beforehand or you feeling along the way. You can't take it back. That's the whole point of when you put something out, you can't take it back. You can apologize or you can leave it where it sits. And although there's one YouTuber I rarely agree with when he said, I don't see them jiving. Seth, Chris, and Katie. The damage is done. And yes, it sounds good on paper. Hey, everybody, let's get together. Sing Kumbaya. But that's what you're supposed to have done day one. You don't wait 30 days, 40 days to decide, oh, hey, let's unite. You were supposed to have been a united front as soon as you got the good news, bad news, whatever, however you want to word it. See, I'm disoriented. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. When you got the news that the child was missing, Mr. Seth, that was your time to say, hey, we need to get together. Let's go to the news. I'll take a day off. Whatever. Whatever. If you had to stand in the shadows while she did the interview with Chris about what happened that morning, that night, then you jump in. But all three of you all should have been together. That's what you do when you have a child with someone. You don't have to like the parent. And that's the whole gist of this story, is that you all weren't on the same page because Seth doesn't seem to be in tune with his own kid. And that's bothersome to me, autistic or not. Too many people have asked him questions he didn't have the answer to. When he finally went and told us that, oh, I don't like what they were saying about my kid on YouTube channels. I finally learned how they felt about my kid. That's fucked up. Because YouTube is not the place you want to hear anything bad about your damn self or your kid. Girl, you won't believe what I heard about Pookie. What, girl? What you heard? Honey, he was doing this. He stole a car. He robbed a bank. Girl, where you hear that from? YouTube. Oh, shit. This ain't the place for that. But the point is, when it makes national news, local news, that's where YouTube picks up the slack. It is what it is. So this is what I keep telling people. You don't want to be on TV. Don't make the news. You don't want people talking about you, gossiping about you. Don't make the news. They're going to do it any damn way. Whether you break the law, Your daughter goes missing, your sister goes missing, your boyfriend goes missing, your husband goes missing. People gonna talk. That's what people do. It's what we do best. Gossip. Make up shit. Damn, I said I was gonna quit cussing. Kind of hard. 1 second, everybody. All right. Sheriff Sumner County. Dear media representatives, and that's for some of you YouTubers that think you're detectives. We would like to provide an important update regarding the recent photograph circulated in connection with the search of Sebastian Rogers. After coordinated efforts with law enforcement agencies in North Carolina, we have determined that the child depicted in the photograph is not Sebastian Rogers. We understand the gravity of the situation and the concerns it has raised. Our collaborative efforts with law enforcement agencies continue unabated as we remain committed to finding Sebastian. We appreciate your cooperation and support in disseminating this update to the public. 140 people commented. Trying to find this lady's post where she's asking to take the picture down. And then somebody else has posted a page, a TBI of a boy that looks like said Sebastian. I don't know what's the meaning of this picture. He's 17, and yes, he favors Sebastian a little bit too. So see, it's always somebody, doppelganger. I can't find her. Oh Lord, I gotta go on the post. Hold on a minute. I'll try to pull it up. But I just read it. I read it under somebody else's post. Oh, here it is right here. These pics are of my son, Josiah, not the missing boy, Sebastian Rogers. And that is me in the pink shirt. Please remove all posts and pics of my son and me off of Facebook. Please, I pray you do find your son safely. That is from the woman in the pink shirt with the peach jacket or whatever going around, tied around her waist. So she was with her own son, Josiah. Let's leave it at that. Thank you for joining me. Now, let's get down to Tony Mathis. Mr. Mathis. Nancy Grace is not the person you want to go toe-to-toe with. I think you know that. Because she's got a mouth on her. And how's that going to fare? So now we got to wait to see what Nancy Grace is going to say about Mr. Mathis's post. Allegedly, he's called producers to rant and rave. Don't know if that's true or not. I'm only repeating what I heard on YouTube today. And this is where it gets dangerous, repeating stuff. See, this is why true crime is just really best discussed amongst you and your homegirl, your friend, not YouTube. Because once you start giving your opinions, you have people who are weak-minded. They actually believe what you're saying. They put words and twist them around and say, oh, that lady over there at that channel said this, and I could have just said, I think, not that it's certain. So as I said on my channel, when you go to my page, this is a frank commentary channel, not a web sleuth, not a private investigator, not a reporter, but a commentary channel. That's what I do. I give my commentary. Not to say that what I think is the spoken word. Maybe the spoken word to me. You either take it or you leave it. But most of the information circulating about any story is just what it is. It's from the news. It's somebody's version. And I keep telling people that even when it makes it to court, that's somebody's version. Even when the judge goes on and on about don't say this, don't repeat this, can't omit this, can't put this in there. Oh, it's hearsay, she said. Well, I never can understand how that legal jargon goes. What you can and can't say in court. Oh, you can't repeat that because that's what Pookie said. So it's like, then why the hell am I here? Court is a very tricky thing. These are the latest updates pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, he is currently still missing from Sumner County. Don't know the who, the where, the why, the when, because nothing has been confirmed by law enforcement, and you can't believe anything from the proud feet, because they are mighty, mighty proud. And I'm sure they're sitting back laughing at all this he said, she said, because they know what happened to the child, and I believe that. To me, they're like Candace and Don. They are evenly yoked in this madness pertaining to a 15-year-old, 16-year-old boy. That's what I believe. We don't even have confirmation if he even made it home. Now they tell us there's no surveillance. So each day you're getting something different about the child, and they are the same questions we have asked, the moment that you got a hold of the story. Well, did he make it home? Where did he go? Did he make it home? Who was with him? How was he feeling? What mood was he in? You don't even have confirmation. He made it from wherever the hell he was with his mother at the restaurant. Then they tell us now, oh, no surveillance. So then you got to say, okay, when you say no surveillance, you mean none, nada, period, that day, tomorrow, Grandpa Mountain. Well, we don't have to worry about Grandpa Mountain because that's been debunked. I was going to ask today, is this a hoax? Is this somebody trying to make people go on a wild goose chase? Well, I don't have to ask that question now. I don't have to ask that question now. And I told myself, I said, self, just imagine this isn't him in the picture. Because I always ask questions. I ask logical questions per the information. A lot of people won't do that. A lot of people will run with anything that's said, anything repeated, and will argue you down about it. And they don't even got a damn clue that it's been verified. It's him. It's him. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. No, it ain't. Yes, it is. Damn, can we verify it first? So I said, if it's not him in the picture, then where do you go from there? Back to square one. So we're back to square one, a missing boy. And if you are involved in the crime, you are elated as hell. Are you not, Mr. and Mrs. Proudfoot? I think you have something to do with this case, the disappearance of the boy. Oh, yeah, I think that. Because the first thing I said to myself about this photograph, I said, what fool is going to have him out and about and he's supposed to be hiding out? If I'm supposed to be hiding him out, then the person hiding him out has to also not have a job. Stay woke. See, you always got to make it make sense. I always tell people, role play the information. Repeat it out loud and ask yourself if what you are saying makes any damn sense. Now, stipulation. Even when you repeat it and it sounds stupid, ignorant, bizarre, there's still that 1% of a you-know-what that would do exactly what you're saying to yourself doesn't make any sense. Such as the one girl who was kidnapped from her house many years ago from those weirdos, wackos out in the Pacific Northwest. They eventually took her out in public. Stupidly, they took her out because they got comfortable. They felt like she wasn't going to run, so they took her out. That's probably 1% of kidnapped people who eventually the abductor will allow outside to roam, such as go to the store, but usually they're with them. They're just not going to let you roam by yourself. But they're not going to think you're going to write a note, pass a note, take off running. If you have any sense, you would, unless you've got Stockholm Syndrome. It's a wicked story here. Where does this story go now? So let's go back into the belly of the beast. If people were thinking that that was Sebastian in the photograph, are you now still believing the allegations from the neighbor? Because you can't have one without the other. Stay woke. Until CPS verifies any allegations made against the proud feet, proud foots, stinky feet, big toe, fungus toe. Angela, now that's nice. I know. I'm just repeating what the other YouTubers are saying. Then what is the truth? Because that's not him in the photo. So should I believe what the neighbor had to say? A day late, dollar short? I mean, you came out the grave late. Just saying. Always beware of the messenger. It's old folks terminology, and it's true. Always beware of the person carrying the message. Sometimes they have ulterior motives. Sometimes they want attention. They're clout chasers. I don't care if they're 80 years old, 70 years old, bringing you the good news. It's the truth. That's the point. So if I didn't know what to believe about the photograph, am I supposed to believe this neighbor and a bed in the garage? Baby, a boy using the bathroom. We're hearing this shit about diapers. Then some of you said, oh, yeah, Seth said he did. Oh, claw my eyes out. This is bad. Whether there's truth to this shit or not, it's bad. There's a whole kid missing. And nobody can tell you anything truthful and factual with a receipt. He said, and she said, and Pookie said, and the neighbor said. But the only people that ain't saying anything that's supposed to be saying something is TBI and Sumner County Sheriff's Department. And they're not going to tell you anything about somebody wearing a diaper. They're not going to tell you anything about mattresses in the garage, child abuse allegations. And let's go into the belly of the beast about child abuse. Oh, how can I word this properly? The fact that Seth told us that the child was sexually touched when he was younger, when the mother and the child lived in California, got me to thinking today, because Queen has been so busy doing crazy stuff around this new place. I've been just exhausted, but I said, I got to go live because I got to get it over with because I got to rest because my body's just like really breaking down. I just cannot do a lot of stuff now because I just don't have the temperament for it. So excuse me if I seem a little off during this live stream. Katie, is that why you didn't allow people around your son? He didn't have any friends? Because you said that in the beginning of this story. Oh, he don't talk to nobody except for the people at school. Kids at school. And I always thought about that as strange. Because you can't treat a person with developmental disabilities as if they don't have no likes, no, interests. Okay? So, is that why your son stayed to himself? I'm curious. Katie Proudfoot, it's time for you to start talking, okay? Seth has talked, Chris has talked. Enough of this, hiding behind the shadows, staring at the floor, acting like you're comatose. Just stop it, okay? Because you're too old for this. Your child is missing. And image is everything. I don't care what other people say. I don't care what detectives say about, don't think this. Sometimes they're innocent. Then they're guilty, not guilty. I go by how the fuck you act. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to curse. That's just Queen. Because it's usually some truth to it. It's just like when you look at people and they're rolling their eyes. They're stomping their feet. They're rocking back and forth. They're sweating. Hell, some people even say you're blinking too much. Hell, I blink too. Somebody said, you're blinking, you're lying. How the hell am I lying and I'm talking about somebody else's life story? The hell out of here. I'm blinking half because I'm breathing. Don't get the Queen started now. Hell, maybe there's something in my eyelash. You all understand what I'm saying. Image is everything. That's why when people say, I don't care what people think of me, you should care. It's in the scripture. Whether you all believe in the Bible or not, it's in there. Take it or leave it. Speak it and it shall be so. It's in Psalms. You claim it, it can happen. So that's why you got to think before you speak. You got to claim positive things. Oh, I hear that all the time. Oh, don't think negative, think positive. Well, look, if shit is going bad every other day, how can I think positive? That's just me sometimes. Hey, I think anybody would think like that. Damn, is anything good going to happen? But I get it. You want to claim positive things, okay? So what should we be claiming here? That he's still alive? He is alive? If he's alive, then where is he? Then where is he? Because as I said before, my better half told me, I don't know about this child being alive and some dodo bird walking around with him, knowing people are out, people take videos, people film with their phones. Why risk the chance of being seen with a child that I'm hiding out? And then the main question would be, why would he be hidden? And the risk of hiding him. And if indeed the child is difficult or hard to maintain, what would make you think the child would work with these people that you're hiding him out? That never made any sense to me. This is why I know nobody ever pays attention to information, because people refuse to use that thing between their ears. It's free. It belongs to you. You don't have to pay for a brain. Damn, use it. Why would somebody be hiding out a kid? He's not 2. He's not a toddler. It's not like going underground. You're being abused by somebody and you go on the run with your kid. It's different. It's almost an adult. Hide him out for what? Now you know it's not even true. So you're going back to square one. A missing kid. So who holds the key to the missing kid? Any ideas? I was thinking about something Nancy said in her commentary about Seth. Oh my gosh, all these ugly things, and they were slamming him and blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? His new PR guy, he's slamming you now, Nancy. See? Old saying, be careful what you claim. Be careful what you speak on. You just brought this man onto your show, He's got this front guy, Mr. Mathis. And in that same breath, you're sitting here saying, oh my gosh, all these ugly things they're saying about you, Seth, and you failed your polygraph and blah, blah, blah. It's not even a day later. He's talking bad about you, Nancy Grace, Mr. Mathis. A lot of people saying ugly things about Mr. Mathis. He's this, he's a fraudster, he has criminal background, or whatever the hell he got. I don't really care what the hell's going on. I don't even care anymore, because does it matter? I'm just saying, does it matter? Because what is it that I'm supposed to be caring about besides the boy missing? Everything else is jacked up. And you're not getting the truth to anything about the boy. You're seeing things play out with the stepfather that's negative. He's already telling you that they hurt the child. That's the reason why we got rid of him. We didn't want him. Keep telling people, pay attention. I'm not going to go on YouTube and tell you I killed the kid. I'm not going to go on the news and tell you I killed the kid. Because what's the old saying? I can show you better than I can tell you. Bingo card. I can show you better than I can tell you. I can tell you about all the ugly things that were going on with the kid. He's not liked at school. He's always in people's face and peripheral. He's wearing a diaper, and that's why the kids make fun of him in school. See, Mr. Proudfoot is telling you the motive for murder, if you're paying attention. As I said in my commentary the other day, I think Katie has been wanting to get rid of the child once she realized he had developmental issues. And then as he got older, the issues probably got worse. And she said, I'm done with this. I'm tired of being bothered with this autistic kid. It's draining me. And it's causing a rift between my husband and myself. And then we've got Mr. Proudfoot wanting to get Faith. Allegedly, he went to court today or had a court hearing pertaining to Faith. Please take those polls pertaining to if you believe he got supervised visitation, custody of the child, continuous. What says you, the chat? I'm going to go over to my community page and read those answers here shortly. But you are welcome to hit the link. Make this live count. Give your opinion. If you're just tuning in to this network, Sebastian Rogers is still missing out of West Tennessee. The mother of the child has confirmed that that is she and her boy child in that photograph circulating online, and she would like for you all to take the photo down, please. And law enforcement has also given the news as well of her assertions. That's her child. She and her child in those photographs. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Mercy K. Where is this case going now? Will Nancy Grace respond to Mr. Mathis's complaints against her that she defied Seth's commentary of not saying anything bad about the Proudfoots? Does it matter at this point? Because as someone said on the YouTube channel, everything's already out in the public. Everything's already hit the fan. Whatever Seth has said about her and the Proudfoots, it's already out. They don't have a good relationship anyway. That's obvious. But I get it. People want to have hope. People want people to get along. But I don't think these people were getting along beforehand. That's the reason why all these little secrets are coming out about the boy. Because they were troubled. All these people were troubled. Tainted spirits. Mr. Proudfoot has a tainted spirit. It's obvious. All he talks is negative. You have a whole child missing and you haven't said one damn good thing about him. Kind of like the West. Trezell and Jacqueline West, the Cal City boy story. If you see them, they'll be rambunctious. Well, nobody saw them because they're dead. How about that? And this is probably the same scenario with this 15-year-old kid. He won't be rambunctious because he's probably not alive. Stay woke. Isn't it strange how people live on opposite sides of the globe and they use the same terminology pertaining to their children? Lord, have mercy. You can't tell me the devil ain't a liar. Way over here, you say rambunctious. If you see them, they'll be rambunctious. Then you go way over here in another part of the United States. Family member says the same thing. Let me shut my door because somebody's having a malfunction outside. Lord have mercy. I done came and joined a nut house. Oh, help me, Jesus. Help me. Sorry about the interruption, everybody. Just pray for the queen, honey. Shut my door. All right. Who the hell is this? One moment, everybody. One moment. Calling me from a Memphis area code. Guess you want me to donate to the Firefighters Association. One day it's the Firefighters Association. Next day it's the cancer. Then it's the Police Association. He don't realize I know his voice. Whoever this spammer scam artist is. Jesus, give it a break. So here we are. Back to square one. That's where we are. Oh, I think we're going to solve this crime. Just wait. Well, that's what we said with Summer Wells, and you see where we are now, 3 years later. Say it again, Queen. It's almost 3 years later that Summer Wells went missing in the holler, and she's still missing. And some of us believe she's alive, and some of us believe she's not alive. Some believe she's human trafficked, but as I tell people, use your discretion and your thinking. You know damn well a 5-year-old wouldn't still be alive if human trafficked. So it wouldn't matter if she was human trafficked or not. She wouldn't be alive. Put your thinking caps on. Where is Sebastian Rogers, and who's going to tell us the truth? Will we get verification that the boy child was seen somewhere else besides that restaurant he left with his mother? Does somebody have surveillance to show him going somewhere else with his mother, going into his house? Obviously not. We're 2 months in, and there's no verification or surveillance. So now we have that to go on. There's no surveillance. That means he never made it back to his house. Or did he? She came home and drove into the garage, so we couldn't see him. Neighbors couldn't see him go in. But then that means he had to exit out some type of way. But yet you have no surveillance. Katie Proudfoot, you want to tell us where the fuck your son is? That I'm tired of talking about this kid. You and Christopher are boring me. And I think by now you two are bored of each other, because I doubt you two are going to make it. Most marriages do not survive tiny house living. Some of you need to watch HGTV. So, Katie, you need to read the stats and watch Queen's last video on tiny house living. 50% of marriages divorce that live in tiny houses. You have a whole house in, what's that place? Hendersonville? Why the fuck you don't go stay in your house? And the reason why we know that you got rid of the boy is because you don't act like you care. You can't even look in the camera to tell us about your kid, which is ridiculous. And to me, a sign you know something. You can't look in the camera because you know we're going to see straight through you. You are nothing but a plate of glass. They're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you. Is that what you're scared of? We're going to laugh at you? Honey, we've been laughing. And we've really been laughing at that fat-faced Teletubby that you're married to. Tell me something, Christopher Proudfoot. Underneath your shirt, will I find you wearing a bra and girl underwear? I'm just saying. Christopher, I've told you about wearing my panties. I don't like that. Come on, Katie. You know I'm just playing. Katie. You don't like when I wear your underwear? No, I don't. Go buy your own. So, Christopher Proudfoot, will you please take off Katie's bra and panties and put on some boxer shorts and grow some balls and tell us where the fuck this baby is? And Katie, it's time for you to put on somebody's fucking boxers and act like you got some damn sense and tell us something about your kid. Because like I had said before in my live streams, I got a feeling you're going to be selling your house. That's next. Once I found out about the camper, I said, oh yeah, they'll be selling the house next. Because they're free. If you're paying attention to the story, they are free. And now that this photograph has been debunked, I can keep resuming thinking what I've been thinking. They got rid of the boy child. He was a problem. He was a hassle. And frankly, Christopher Proudfoot, he has problems with children when they're not developmentally delayed. Okay? And no disability. It wouldn't matter if he was autistic or not. Because I'm getting kind of tired of talking about this autism stuff. It's starting to get under my skin. Because you're not looking at the bigger picture. Christopher would have a problem if the child was allegedly normal. What are you all missing about the story? Autism is just something extra to add and fuss and cuss about. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing this. Oh, he's doing this. These people are the problem. These people are the problem. They've had too much negativity in their lives. Allegations of abuse against Seth when she was with them, Katie and the little boy. Proud feet, got 1,000 fucking wives, beating up babies and shit. Don't you see? These folks were tainted before anybody was producing anybody's baby. That's why you can't be surprised when somebody says, oh, they got a kid missing. You knew that was coming any damn way. Now the little secrets have been sliding out of the damn closet. They wanted to be free. And if he didn't have faith, pay attention, Sebastian still would have gone missing. Checkmate. The boy was going to get missing, whether Proudfoot had another child or not. So I keep telling people, you're not paying attention. Because I don't want to keep talking about autism. I'm just going to keep it real. I'm tired of hearing about it. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but people are not paying attention to the story. It's not about autism. I don't know, sweetheart. If the child was normal, he still would have been gone. Because you can act out without having a developmental disability. That's what people don't seem to understand. You want me to believe that every child that ended up dead, they had autism. You know damn well they didn't. That's no different than saying all the people that end up dead that's grown had autism. Come on now. Let's stick to what's real. Autism is not the problem. It's a symptom. These people are the problem. Is it hard to raise an autistic kid? Maybe, depending on the kid. I don't know, because every kid ain't the same. So I keep trying to tell people. Every child ain't the same, whether they're autistic or not. Bipolar or not. You know, everybody's different. These people had drama in their lives before anybody gave birth to a child. Damn. Stay woke. It's autism today. Tomorrow it will be something else. Nina told you the boy was beating her damn babies up before she had faith. Autism wasn't the problem then. Autism wasn't the problem then. He hadn't even met Katie. Arguing with the YouTube about the wife situation. Oh, I know what you did with your wife, with your third wife. Want to tell us about your third wife? Want to tell us about your third wife? What you say? What you say? What you say? No, tell me. You think I would sit up here and go back and forth with Christopher Proudfoot? Man, you all really be getting on my motherfucking nerve with that bullshit. Why are you arguing with a lunatic? This is what people need to understand about true crime. Why it's called true in front of crime. Damn. You're sitting up here messaging a motherfucking murderer. Go ahead and say it, Queen, because somebody need to hear it. You up here messaging a murderer. Say it again, Queen, because they don't hear you. You up here messaging a murderer. Say it again, Queen. You up here messaging a murderer and expecting them to talk to you with some common sense. I'm going to just let that sit right there. You expect a murderer to tell you they murdered a child. Hold up. Wait a minute. Say it again, Queen. They don't hear you. You expect a murderer to tell you they murdered a child. You expect a murderer to tell you they murdered their own child. You expect a murderer to be truthful with you. You want to argue with a murderer about a murder. How the fuck does that make any damn sense? Oh, you're a piece of shit and kiss my ass. You're talking to a murderer, dodo bird. So who is more stupid? The murderer or the motherfucker trying to talk to the murderer? This ain't Good Morning America. This ain't A&E. This is YouTube. Jesus Christ, get a grip. I want to know what you were talking about. And I don't care about that either, what they were talking about for 3 hours, 4 hours. Who cares? When are you all going to pay attention? You're dealing with murderers and you're sitting here asking questions about what the fuck a murderer did and said. Ask yourself, is that logical? Ask yourself the questions you want to know about Katie and Christopher Proudfoot if it makes logical sense to expect the truth from a fucking killer. I hate to be descriptive, but it is time for everybody who watches true crime to stop asking idiotic questions. A person has snuffed out another human being and you want to ask them questions. About what? As my father used to say to me, God rest his soul, I tell you what I want you to know. I tell you what I think you want to hear. Say it again, Queen. They don't hear you. I tell you what I want to tell you. I'll tell you what I think you want to hear. And that is the representative of a sociopath, such as Ted Bundy. I pretended to like women, but I hated them. I pretended to be normal because that is what's expected of me as a citizen. But I am not normal. I have a defunct. There's something wrong with me mentally. I like violence. I like porn and violence. I like to strangle women. I like to torture women. I like to kidnap women. And I like to unalive women. What the hell is it that you don't understand about that? You see, a lot of you like to climb into the abyss, but then when you get in there, you got a problem. Well, you're in the abyss. What do you expect? Woo, Queen, I sure wish you talked to Christopher Proudfoot. Woo, Queen, I wish you talked to Donna Wells. For what? What could either of these people tell the Queen? Nothing. Exactly, Ellen. There is nothing Christopher Proudfoot, Katie, Donna Wells, Candace Bly, the Soto business. There's nothing those people could ever say to me on a live panel. You know why? Because they've already lied to law officials about what the fuck happened to their kid. So you want to come up here and say what to me? I want to sit here and let you run up my fucking live stream that I pay for on a lie. Plural. The only thing I could get out of having you here would be to get likes and views. And a lot of people refuse to own that on YouTube. No. It's not about the likes. It's not about the views. You a fucking lie. Yes, it is. They've been lying since they talked to the news. They've been lying since talking to the YouTubers. So if you talk to YouTuber number 12, what information are you bringing to the table that is of substance? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's go to my community page and see how you all feel about the latest developments. Thank you for joining me. Where is this case going? Do they have suspects in the disappearance of Sebastian Rogers? Sumner County investigators and TBI. Seth wanted the FBI to take over, but they have to be invited to take over. Seth, you know the game. You're in LE, law business. Come on now. Just stop it. And are we getting the truth from Seth Rogers? Because I'm starting to wonder about him. 1 minute he talks in circles, then he goes off live on court TV. Then he wants to reconcile and this and that. And Christopher is extending an olive branch at a vigil. Who are these people? And what else are we going to hear about these people that's either fiction or factual? And when is Katie Proudfoot going to get off her lazy bum and talk to somebody about anything? As I had said before, if they found Sebastian Rogers right now, he doesn't even have a home to go to. This is why I always tell people, be careful what you pray for. Oh, I want them to find Summer. I want them to find Summer. And where is she going after she's found? Oh, I hope they find Sebastian. And where is he going? It's not that I want the kids dead, but where are they going? Because they got to go somewhere. And they sure as hell ain't going back to their parents' houses. Where would the children go if found? Foster care. An option that most of us don't want to hear either. But it is what it is. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Let's go to the Queen's community page. Hit that like button. With confirmation that the photo online is not Sebastian, do you believe he is alive? Wow, 21 votes. 5% of you said yes. Damn, that's bad. 85% no, 10% not sure. Will Chris continue to get visits with Faith? 22% yes, 56% no. Supervised visits only, 19%. Not sure, 4%. Did Chris get custody of Faith? 6% yes, 83% no, 11% not sure. Law enforcement mom in pic with son confirmed it is not Sebastian Rogers. What now? Also, I have 2 videos on my page letting you know that the child was not at Grandpa Mountain in North Carolina. A woman has come forward to say that that is she and her son in those photographs. Will Nancy Grace respond to Tony Mathis' complaint against her and apologize to Seth? Nancy will respond, 8%. No response, 64%. She's going to respond and apologize to Seth, 4%. She won't do both, 12%. Not sure of neither, 12%. Did Nancy Grace deliberately defy Seth Rogers' wishes? 21% yes, 42% no, 38% not sure. 1 comment. If he told her not to talk about his response or to not make it public, and she did, then she did go against his wishes. If that's what happened, then he should not communicate with her anymore. Chris Proudfoot and his family are evil, and with Sebastian missing, I can see why Seth would not want his thoughts or opinions of them to be expressed publicly. Well, 8205, that's contradictory considering he's already expressed his feelings about them. And we also need to address this conversation about the boy being drugged. I have not announced that in this live stream. I'm almost an hour in. We'll talk about that after I read the post. Does it matter at this juncture for Seth, Katie, and Chris to unify on behalf of Sebastian? 3% said yes. 90% of you said no. That's deep. 6% not sure. Should Seth Rogers remove Tony Mathis as his PR spokesman? 81% yes. 10% no. 10% not sure. one comment. My user GZ said he needs all the support he can get. Wow. Should Tony Mathis have called Nancy Grace out for mentioning Seth's assertion that Katie drugged Sebastian? Whew. 17% of you said yes. 83% of you said no. Well, as AB said in his commentary, which is so true, you all put this out, Seth, when you flipped out a month or so ago about what you were hearing about your child on YouTube from Christopher Proudfoot. Naturally, you were angry. You had every right to be angry, so you voiced your opinion. Now, you're feeling some type of way about bad-mouthing them, maybe because Christopher came. But as a certain YouTuber said, it's not genuine. And it's not. Pretentious is the word he used. It's not genuine. You all are just riding the donkey ride to be riding it. Should you be arguing and bickering? Of course not. But I don't think you all ever got along in the first place. That's why we have a child missing. That's why in the beginning of the story, you really couldn't answer any questions about Sebastian because, one, you were either hiding the truth, didn't want to mention it because you wanted to keep things positive, or you were in the dark about your son. Which is it, Seth Rogers? Help the queen understand. Please check out Nancy Grace's latest podcast, uploaded 22 hours ago, pertaining to Sebastian Rogers. Please check out AB's latest content. Seth Rogers' helper really screwed up by sending this message to Nancy Grace. Mr. Mathis, are you genuinely trying to help Seth Rogers? Seth Rogers, are you going to keep Mr. Mathis on board? 2, are you now going to try to find another PI person? What's going to happen with Heather and the Justice Warriors investigation team? She said she would step back, but I told you all I felt like there was more to that situation with Heather. And as I told you before, people do not always have to tell you how they feel and what they are really thinking. A lot of people say just certain things to save face as not to rock the boat. And I think that's exactly what happened with Heather. There was some other bullshit stirring between she, Seth, and Tony Mathis. And she's not telling us everything. That's my assertion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's hear from my friend from Canada. Oh, do I like a good Canadian person that gives me the 411 and make me laugh. I'm not eating popcorn right now, but I sure will need some because AB just tickles me pink with his commentary. Lord have mercy. No, he doesn't want any children. He didn't want Faith either. So if anybody thinks he wants Faith, you got to be kidding. He doesn't want Faith. He only did that to hurt that lady, Nina. If he couldn't care for her with her small children, there's no way he could care for Faith. They're all the same. A baby's a baby. A baby is a baby.
Joe friends. It's been an interesting past 14 hours. Ironically, because of old Tony Mathis. And figure this out. Seth's helper, what a stupid PR move to follow up with a letter saying how disappointed you were that you guys didn't want this out there. What kind of nonsense are you playing? Seth can do whatever he wants.
I don't know, Sky. Good question.
You need Tony Mathis speaking to Nancy Grace for him. You got to get a look at this. So let's see if I can read that from here. Hold on, I'll read it on the big screen. So you get a look at this. Let's get the old statement analysis out. Holden, I'm very disappointed in you and Nancy both. You give me your words that nothing would be released to make the Proudfoots look bad. Coming out of the mouth of Tony Mathis. How dare you guys report on the news? You gave me your word that nothing would be released to make the Proudfoots look bad. Nancy also stopped the show when I had Seth get off. She promised both of us that she would cut that part out of Seth accusing Katie. And goes on to say, she went about, so the second part says about Seth accusing Katie, and she went ahead and released it. She clearly stated she wanted to put no more stress on him, and she did it anyway. You've lost all our trust. Now, I'll give you a moment and let you recover from laughter. Did I not tell you that this guy was a character? This fucking guy? Did you not like the color of Nancy's blazer? Did she promise you that she was going to wear a purple blazer and she wore a red one, or what? Hey, dummies. If you don't want people talking about it, it shouldn't have came out of your mouths in the first place. All right, boys?
Exactly.
Now, again, I tell you, they're all working together in the background. Why? Because they're more interested in receiving your sympathy donations instead of before you get the skinny on their personal histories. And the more that comes to light, the more questionable even Seth is.
Well, is that true? Is this sympathy apology tours by Seth and his spokesman? Have we misjudged Seth and his intentions toward his child? Was he in tune to the rearing of his child? Someone in the chat has a very good question. Why didn't Seth get custody of his boy child? Did he try to get custody when he found out the child was sexually assaulted? Did you hear him tell us that there was a grown-up that was around the child that was a pedophile? That's even more reasons to get the child. He should have told Katie. If he hadn't, I don't know. Katie, enough of this. You're not watching my child, our child. You've got a random kid touching him. Now you've got a pedophile hanging around him. I'm done with this. I want my boy. And I would have recorded the conversations and I would have taken it to court. Found me a lawyer and took it to court. So did he confront her about wanting full custody when he first found out the boy was touched by another child? Number two, when he found out about the adult pedophile hanging with him, did he say something to her? Did he try to go to the courts? Allegedly, the court said the things that she was alleging about abuse, physical abuse from him, was not the truth. See, that's what's interesting to me about this whole debacle with the sexual assault business. Thank you, Sky Maiden, for that question. All this time, she's running around, going over here, messing with Christopher, doing her thing. Then she marries him. She moves all the way down here to West Tennessee. You're all the way somewhere else living, knowing all this stuff is going on with your kid. And a mother who's not in tune or just didn't give a damn, whatever. How do you reconcile with that, Seth Rogers? Did you really care? Are you putting on an act? See, you got to ask all those questions because that's one thing that's been said that's the truth. And a lot of law enforcement will tell you, sometimes what you think is going on ain't. That even when the parents look guilty, they ain't involved. They look guilty, they are involved. What's the truth to all of these individuals? Because something is amiss. Are we dealing with people who are naive, gullible? What are we talking about? Some of you are saying that she's abused Katie. She needs to confess if she did something, if there's an accident. Hey, who told you it was an accident? Stop this Summer Wells bullshit. I don't want to hear this shit. You don't know what was an accident. When you say it's an accident, that tells me you don't want to believe somebody killed their kid deliberately. When there are stats on the books from the FBI, 450 kids are murdered each year by their parents. And you want somebody to believe that out of that 450, how many were accidents? The stat didn't say 450 children are accidentally killed by their parents. That's not what the stat says. It said murder. Say it again, Queen. $450 are killed by their parents. And there's no accident in the stat, in the line, in the sentence. I noticed that with somewhere else. You're always making excuses for some random ass people you don't know anything about. So all these people that's getting murdered in the street, those are accidents too, right? Oh yeah, I accidentally broke in her house, sexually assaulted her, tortured her, and slit her throat. I accidentally did that. Oh yeah, I accidentally killed the Idaho 4. I was accidentally stalking them when I should have been at school learning. Oh yeah, I was accidentally stargazing that night. Oh yeah, I accidentally drowned all my kids in the bathtub accidentally. Oh yeah, my boyfriend, he accidentally beat my baby to death. 10, 12 times you beat a baby with your fist, you accidentally beat a baby. Oh yeah, I accidentally put my baby in the oven accidentally. Think about what you're saying now. Everything's an accident. Oh, her brothers must have done something to her. Candace covered it was an accident. So nowhere inside of a brain a person would say, let me call 911. My child is hurt. My child fell in a swimming pool. No, you think to go hide the body, dump the body somewhere, and then call 911 to say your child is missing or kidnapped. And nothing tops the lady that was in Puerto Rico vacationing, left the baby alone for 10 days. But she dressed the baby, and the lawyer says, no, she didn't do that. But she's already showed you what she's made of. See, all you got to do is let a person talk to tell on themselves. So if you lie about one thing, you'll lie about another. Stay woke. That's what people don't seem to understand. If you lie about one thing, you'll lie about another. Very scary.
So, you know what would make me stop looking? Here's a strong one, Seth. If you're suspicious of Katie, there's no reason for you to be out there searching. When the person that has all of the answers is right in front of you, you should drop your bullshit and go pick up a sign and stand along JLR and his friends in front of Katie's house. That's more the attitude that you should have developed in this early on. You're more interested in spreading the bullshit rhetoric and wanting to be seen as another victim of these liars in this, but you're alongside of them, and now your representative is even doing their bidding. What a fool you are.
February.
So how do you all feel about what AB is saying? That Seth is aiding the bullshit. That he should have been out there, I guess more in tune to what's going on? Telling the truth about what he's known about his ex-wife from day one? What? What's the 411? Obviously, some of you do not like Mr. Tony Mathis because he has a background. Well, people do change. I'm just saying. But this Nancy Grace stint is not good. Because once you put something out, it's out. And Nancy is going to recap on anything that the news has said and anything that you have said. That's what they all do. Reporters, podcasters, they recap. So you really can't have one without the other. So what is this business about Seth believing she drugged her son. See, this falls into that accidental death theory. Oh, she accidentally killed him. She probably was sick and tired of him and he was acting up and she gave him some Ambien or whatever. Lord have mercy. And you don't think that giving somebody a sedative couldn't have an adverse effect on the person? I don't understand. Why do you think she gave him some alcohol? Hit the link, Lindsay. You're listening to this live stream. The link is in the chat. Make it worth my while. Come up on the panel and tell me, how do you feel about the fact that the photograph is of another child? His mother has claimed that it's she and her child in that photograph. Please take her picture off the internet. Law officials have confirmed the photograph to be of someone else. Seth believing that the mother has drugged the boy. Allegations of abuse by the neighbors. What's the truth? Did they abuse the boy? Did they make him sleep in the garage? Was he using the bathroom on himself? Had he become this severely, what's the word I'm looking for? Not able to hold his bowels and urine. What the hell are we talking about? And why would he be doing it? How do you wake up at 15 needing a diaper? Please explain to the queen. What's the truth? So Nancy Grace, I can't wait to hear from you. Because now Mr. Mathis has called you out and you have tooted the horn of Mr. Seth Rogers on your network, your podcast. How people were talking bad about him on the internet, calling him a liar. He didn't take the polygraph, blah, blah, blah. Your own words. And now his spokesperson, PR person, front man, head knocker, wants your head on a platter. How about that? Were they abusing this boy child? Was he sleeping in the garage? Why would you allow him to sleep in the garage? Number one, period. Number two, let it be seen by a neighbor. Number three, did the boy run away? Was it an accident? Was he drugged? Or did he deliberately die by the hands of Katie Proudfoot and or her husband, Christopher Proudfoot, or Seth slid in and got him out of there? Take your pick. Any, mini, miny, mo. You know the rest. Where is Sebastian Rogers? Now that the photograph has been debunked, we're back to square one of a missing boy child. Who's going to finally tell the truth to where he can be found? Arguing, bickering. Who's going to search? Not going to search. I was looking at some woman talking on Facebook, and it's just amazing how people love to clout chase off of a missing person. I would like to step in to be the one to aid in the search and keep account of where everybody's searching. Honey, I think we're past that stage. I think we're past that. As somebody said the other day, do you know how big Tennessee is? Obviously, they don't. Obviously, they don't know how long this state is. You don't even know where to look. I get it. You want to find them, but you got to know where to go first. You go to the school. You went to a pond. You went in the neighborhood. Somebody sent Seth on some wild goose chase or some fucking park hours away. I thought that was bizarre. Why would you go there? You ask him a question. Well, Seth, well, why would you go there? Somebody did ask him. Oh, I got a tip. And then the person asking don't even say, who gave you the tip? This is why I keep telling everybody, you got to pay attention because there's some bullshit in this shit. There's bullshit within the bullshit. I'm not getting ready to go drive hours away to go look for my kid in some godforsaken park. Why? I'm going to ask you, why do you think my child is there? So, Seth, I'm going to ask you, did you ask the person that gave you the tip about that certain park that's hours down the highway why they thought your child was there? Because that's bizarre to me. It's almost like he is just oblivious to common sense. And I don't mean to be rude, but there comes a point when you have to start looking at everybody in the story suspiciously and ask what the fuck is wrong with their mindset. It's just like right now you live in Chicago and your child goes missing, and out of the blue somebody calls you or messages you and say, hey, you need to go look at such and such park in New Jersey. And you're not going to ask them why? New Jersey? Why would I go there? I don't know. I just think he's there. It's like I'm looking at Sesame Street, listening to this shit pertaining to Sebastian Rogers, Snuffleupagus, and the gang. Shut up, Angela. Hey, you need to go check Noonan, Georgia. Why there? I don't know. Hey, Ma, look at me. No hands. No hands. That's what this case is like. A real bad comedy show. Hey. Sebastian's in North Carolina. There's a picture circulating online. Okay. Go up there. Hey, nothing wrong with that. He thought it was his kid, but it ain't his kid. Now he's going to be judged for that. You don't even know your own fucking kid? I made a mistake. Don't judge me. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. This case is wicked. And we can thank Mr. Proudfoot for bringing the bang. And we can also thank Mr. Seth for popping off and telling us the goods about the SA stuff out west. It's got that ugly, nasty twist like Summer Wells. Man, this case is ratchet. This is ratchet. And Mr. Proudfoot, let me talk to you. Stop worrying about what the fuck YouTubers got going on behind the scenes. We're the last of your problems, okay? You are supposed to be trying to find your stepson, you and that pie-face ass wife of yours. And while you all are sitting up there canoodling down there in that stinking ass camper, you all need to get a grip. So all eyes are back on YouTube. Some of us never left our eyes off of YouTube because you act suspect. You're not in tune to your kid, okay? You don't act like you care. And to me, I'm a realist. As I've told some of you during my live streams, I judge you according to how you act, how you talk. And if you're walking around here with a whole fucking kid missing and you don't act like you care, that tells Queen you don't care. Not you were having a bad day. Not, you had a wedgie. It's a whole kid. We're not talking about the coffee maker not working. Okay? We're not talking about the mail not being delivered. We're talking about a whole kid. We're talking about a man who has abused children before. We're talking about a mother who didn't watch her child to worry about who was in the company of her child. And we also are talking about a father who doesn't seem to be in tune to his own damn son. I say it's fucked up. And so Mr. Proudfoot, he don't need a cat, a dog, a turtle, a monkey, a billy goat. He don't need nothing. And he definitely don't need faith. I wouldn't give you custody I wouldn't give you visitation rights. And the fact you got a whole fucking kid missing and you put all your your stinking business out on YouTube, hell no, you can't see that little girl. I don't even want you writing a letter. Consider yourself childless, Mr. Proudfoot. That's what I would say as a judge. I'm sorry, sir, but you got too much going on over there where you're living. Hell no, you can't see that little girl. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what, Mr. Proudfoot. You get Sebastian back here. I'll let you see your daughter. How about that? Exactly, Lindsay. Hell no, she won't leave him at home with her. Imagine Katie Proudfoot homeschooling an autistic boy. Shut your mouth, Queen. Oh, he'd have been missing. I said that. Calm down in the chat. Well, she sent her kid to school. Well, where did she send him after she took him out to eat? To the cemetery? Don't get me crunk on this live. I'm trying to be a lady. Please don't let me get crunk. Oh, she sent him to school. Well, where is he now? I'll wait. Don't send no doppelgangers in this chat. You'll lose. Oh, she sent her kid to school. Yeah, she also sent them to the cemetery. How about that? Say it again, Queen, because ain't nobody listening. Once again, had she homeschooled him, he'd been gone. He'd been missing before the age of 15. You got that right. They'd beat the brakes off that little boy. You would have heard this story years ago. He was a problem. They were tired of dealing with him. Katie Proudfoot, Christopher Proudfoot, they are no different than anybody out here that is unalived a child. If a person can beat a 6-month-old, I guess you can beat a 15-year-old. Checkmate. Autistic or not. No way I'm going to believe all these dead kids are autistic. I'm going to believe all these dead people in the world, they're autistic. Everybody's got autism. They end up in the cemetery. The fuck out of here. Why'd you do it? He's autistic. Why'd you kill that little girl? She's autistic. Why'd you kill your mom? She's autistic. Why'd you kill your father? He's autistic. Hey, why'd you kill your wife? She's autistic. Why'd you kill your husband? He's autistic. Why'd you kill your neighbor? He's autistic. Miss me with this bullshit. Thank you, Diana. You said it. Brian Paula, do you want to come up on the live stream and talk to me? Because right now you're repeating he said, she said, and we don't have any verification of anything. I'm going to repeat to you one time, and I ain't saying it again. Law officials say the child has not been seen on surveillance. What is it about that you don't understand? I asked him myself on a live. Okay, and that means what exactly? Well, if it takes 9 minutes to get back home, then what the fuck have we been talking about for 2 months? Please don't make me get ignorant. I'm trying to be respectful. You all are making it very hard. Stop this bullshit. So if he made it home, then what have we been talking about? So basically, Sebastian's alive and he's hiding out. Where is he? In the basement? Please get out. Let me help you get out. You coming over here with that fucking bullshit that he said, she said gossip? Nothing has been confirmed about Sebastian Rogers. Doesn't matter if it takes 9 minutes to get home. Well, then where is he? Seth can't tell me shit about Sebastian Rogers. He made it home. Well, if he made it home, then where the fuck is he? Lady, get out my fucking chat. Brian Paula. Paula, you need to get a grip. The same law officials also said we're not ruling anything out either. That was a statement they made before, weeks ago. And it's been confirmed he's not the person in that photograph. Well, then where is he then? Oh, he made it home. But police say, oh, well, we don't have any surveillance of him. So if they don't have surveillance, how do you know he made it home? Who the fuck are you? A fucking nutter. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Psychopaths. They all hang together. Crazy people like each other. They mimic one another. Make excuses for stuff that there has been no verification. And I'm not saying Sumner County Sheriff's Office don't have more information pertaining to this child, but naturally they're not going to tell us. So I can think what I want to think. And right now, my mind is telling me he's not alive. So it don't matter about 9 minutes from a steakhouse to their house. What difference does it make how long it takes to get from A to Z when the whole person is allegedly missing? It's 2 months later. Nobody has brought forward any viable information to tell us that the child is alive or dead. And as we heard with the Summer Wells case, after 36 hours, we usually have an idea where a case is going, says TBI. I would assume that would be the same protocol for a 15-year-old missing. You should change your name to Messy Paula. How about that? Don't come over here with that bullshit about who said what and how many minutes it takes to get to the house. What's your point? Are you trying to say, well, it only takes 9 minutes to get there. They should have made it home. Well, she made it home. Obviously. She and Mr. Proudfoot have been the ones talking about the child. And the child's missing. So where is he? Everybody's made it home. Everybody's made it to the camper except for Sebastian. Oh my God. How ignorant. No, you're ignorant. You're ignorant to be sitting up here repeating something Seth has said. Seth don't know no more than what the fuck Katie told him. Hell is wrong with you? Get your thumb out your ass and pay attention. Everything that's being repeated is from Chris and Katie. Nobody else. And I'm not going to sit here and bank on somebody who probably killed a kid and repeat what the fuck they have to say on YouTube as the spoken word. I don't rock like that. So you sitting up here looking for you a fucking dodo bird, you got the wrong fucking network. I don't want to hear nothing else about what Katie Proudfoot and Christopher Proudfoot has to say, what they have said, because you don't have no verification to nothing those two have said. People will tell you anything. You don't find it strange there's no video showing her leaving with her son? I'll wait. Because usually they wouldn't show it anyway. You know when they would show it? When they have an arrest and they have the information in an affidavit. Then they would show it. We're going to show you a photograph and we're going to show you a picture of Katie leaving the restaurant with her son, but we don't have any more information and or CCTV footage thereafter. Not in the neighborhood, not in the doorbell camera, not in the backyard, and no neighbors' Ring cameras. Exactly, Ellie. Not a damn thing. I didn't take her out by accident. I can look up here and see who I removed. And it's not Diana. Because I've only removed one person. Miss Brian Paula. And you can go run somebody else's YouTube channel and you can tell them the Vault Excel removed you from the chat. How about that? Because I don't want to hear anything about he said, she said. And you want to sit here and argue with people in the chat about some bullshit that Katie Proudfoot put out towards Seth. These are the same people who 9 times out of 10 unalive a fucking kid. I don't give a fuck about how long it takes to get from Hendersonville to Piggly Wiggly. I could care less. I could care less. You must be screwing Christopher Proudfoot. How about that? Did I make a mistake? Or are you going to tell me, oh, that's not what I really meant. What I was trying to say is this. What I was trying to say is that Seth does believe that he made it home, and because that's what you said in your comment. He made it home. Yeah, he made it home. He made it home, but yet he disappeared. Make it make sense. Sounds stupid. This is why I don't like talking about true crime. Because people just act so fucking ignorant. They believe anything a person says, and they will ride it into the abyss. And they expect you to sit here and repeat it back with them. Oh, he said this and she said this. It's the same bullshit with Don Wells. Arguing over this, and this. CPS, blah, blah, blah. But yet, CPS ain't told you nothing about nothing. They ain't told you nothing. Yeah, we got a case. We got an open case. We got a closed case. Nothing. And Don Wells said he did this and he did this at this time. But these are the same people that 9 times out of 10 got rid of their fucking kid. And you want to keep repeating what they said. I've never seen such ignorance in all my life. What did I just say earlier? You're going to sit here and repeat what a murderer said. Ask yourself, does that make any sense? A murderer said he wears a diaper. A murderer says they're sleeping on a mattress in the garage. A murderer says, oh, he has a habit of getting in people's peripheral. They don't like him at school because he uses the bathroom on himself. Are you serious? A woman has come forward to say that is her child in that photograph, that is she in that photograph. So that means Sebastian is still missing out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. And that leads me to believe what I was thinking in the beginning, that these people unalived their child. He was not hidden. He was not sold. He's not hiding out in some mental facility for the disabled adults or individuals, because that would be fraud to know that a child is missing and that there's an Amber Alert and you're housing him in a facility for disabled individuals. Are you serious? I think they put him in a facility. Oh, okay. So the people running the facility are willing to go down and lose their license for fraud. His pictures is from here to New York. Amber Alert, Court TV. I didn't know nothing about it. His mama didn't tell me he was missing. Oh, okay. So nobody in the facility is looking at this kid and saying, oh, that looks like that boy on that missing poster. Well, what is he doing here? Well, crazy Mimi, that's the whole point I'm trying to make. I don't know if the boy was being abused. I don't know what was going on with him. But I know at that age, he should not be wearing a diaper. Now, was he doing it to get back at his parents? Retaliate? I don't know. Could be. But I know talking about it on social media, that's not the place for that. Because one, you weren't talking about it when you first did the interview, if you felt like it was relevant information. That's my point. But as you see, when you are proud, you're a narcissist, you don't mind putting that type of information out because he's letting you know the motive for homicide. That's the point I've been trying to make to you. He's never going to tell you he unalived the child. He helped aid to unalive the child. His wife unalived the child. But what I am going to do, I'm going to show you the motive for getting rid of him. Hello, Pink. I'm going to show you the motive to get rid of Sebastian. He was a problem. He's doing this. He's doing that. We were tired of him. I wanted him out. I wanted to keep my wife, but I didn't want him. I want my daughter, but I didn't want him. Whatever the reason, it doesn't matter. It's never going to make sense. It's never going to be within reason. There's no reason to unalive a 15-year-old. Now, if the 15-year-old is coming at you with a bat or a knife, then you have to defend yourself. That's different. They didn't like the kid. I didn't like him. He talks too much. He's overbearing. Blah, blah, blah. So we kill him. Kill a kid. Kids are murdered every day by their parents. So I don't know why anybody wants to sit up here and put these people on a pedestal when you're hearing ugly things about the kid from the very people who were responsible for him. What the fuck is wrong with you people? That might have been the reason for the mattress. When it got out, somebody went and told that there was furniture moving around in the house. Maybe they were putting another bed in one of the rooms. I don't know. But I'm sure law enforcement is looking into everything pertaining to these people. If they're not, then they're fools. But I'm sure they are looking into everything. Their finances, the garage, any other compartments onto the house, basements, attics. They have gone in and searched rooms. They've sprayed luminol. I'm hoping they've done all of that. And the more Christopher Proudfoot talks on social media, he gives law enforcement the incentive to continue to look at him and his wife. Why not? And that's what Christopher Proudfoot does not understand. You have given yourself as suspicious because you won't stop talking and you're not saying anything positive about the boy. Now, that's all you do. You say negative things about the child. You're berating a child that's 9 times out of 10 not even alive. That was the reason for unaliving him. You were tired of dealing with him, you and Katie Proudfoot. And now you are relieved that he's gone. You are free. You get the freedom to do what you want. As someone in the chat says, no responsibilities. Exactly. She's probably been tired of her kid. She's probably been wanting to get rid of her kid, Katie Proudfoot, once she found out he had problems. Just like somebody else said, how the fuck she didn't know that her child was autistic? I don't know. If I don't give a fuck, I ain't going to go get him tested. I ain't getting ready to go see what's wrong with him. Maybe I just think, he's a little bit off. I don't know because I don't know her. But at some point, they tired of the kid. As I told you, you rarely hear children this age being murdered by their parents. But they knew they were stuck with him. Say it again, Queen. I don't want to take care of an autistic kid until I'm dead. Because usually the parents die before the children die, right? Well, in this situation, it would be Sebastian outliving his parents, perhaps. Pay attention. I want to go out of town. I want to travel. I want to go abroad. Can't take this kid. Got to leave him with somebody. See, I pay attention to shit. I've been looking in the glass. I don't want to be bothered anymore. I want a life. I want to go where I want to go. I want to do things. I told you all this in the beginning. You didn't find it strange the little boy didn't have no fucking friends coming over. He ain't going to sleepovers. He's not going to parties in the high school. He's 15. Autistic or not, he would want to hang out. You haven't heard one time somebody said, oh yeah, he has a girlfriend. He has a girl he likes. He had a crush on a girl. There's a girl that had a crush on him. Oh yeah, he likes going to the movies. We took him to the movies. He met his friends. He met a girl. Man, you all ain't paying attention to nothing. That's the one thing you do not hear in this story. The life of Sebastian Rogers is because he didn't have one. He never had a life. Just like when you all were talking about that Twitch. I didn't even know what the fuck a Twitch was. I thought, what the hell y'all talking about? So that's his only existence, sitting in the house playing with a video game. Oh, but he doesn't have access to the internet. Nancy Grace, are you sure? Exactly. Not a dodo bird. Nobody's coming over. Nobody's calling him on the phone. Hey, what you doing? You want to hang out? You want to go somewhere? You want to go to the mall? You want to go skating? You want to go bowling? Do you know how miserable that would be? To know that other people are going places, doing things. He's in the school. He can hear the kids talking. Hey, you going to the dance? Hey, what you wearing? Hey, did you ask Susie if she's going? And you're sitting there. You have no conversation but your own. I don't care if he was overbearing. I don't care if he overtalked other kids. It still will be a lonely life that you are not doing what other children are doing. Hey, we're going to meet up at the mall. You want to meet us at the mall at 6 o'clock? Hey, we're going for pizza after that. Hey, we're going to the football game, soccer game. Damn. You don't hear none of that. Christopher Proudfoot, you are so motherfucking disrespectful. And Katie, you disrespectful because you riding along with his ass. You all don't talk about your child in a diplomatic fashion. You don't talk about nothing. Nothing about this kid. So while everybody arguing about Tony Mathis, water ponds, and all this old bullshit, a sock on, sock off, a pair of pants, a pair of glasses, that's the one thing you all don't ever talk about. It's how Sebastian was really living in Hendersonville. What he wasn't doing as a 15-year-old child. What he should have been doing. Why not talk about that? Because I am bored with this other bullshit. Mindlessly bored. That's why my father told me, sometimes you just be quiet and you let the people talk. They're telling themselves. And when Katie told us that the little boy didn't talk to nobody but the children at the schoolhouse when he was at school, that told me everything I needed to know. That told me everything before I heard any stories about abuse, pressure washing incidents, mattress in the garage, pissy beds, all of that. I didn't need none of that. I didn't need none of that. I knew he didn't have a life because his mother told us so. So that's the one thing Katie and Christopher Proudfoot told. That's the truth. That Sebastian Rogers didn't have a childhood. He didn't have a preteen life. He didn't have a teenage life. He's sitting in his house doing absolutely nothing. His mother is bored. She wants freedom. She wants out. The stepfather wants the child gone. He don't want to be bothered. He don't want to deal with them. The very reason why he probably didn't come home often. Because when he was home, this is what he had to look at. A kid he didn't want to be bothered with. Well, Blue, because that was a rumor as well. That they didn't take pictures of the boy because he looked goofy in pictures. You see, that's the point I'm trying to make to everybody. Christopher Proudfoot was doing all the talking. He was telling you what they thought of the kid. What they think of him. That's why you have to listen. You didn't hear anything positive. That's what's the reason for motive. I didn't want to be bothered anymore. We wanted to be free of him. He was SS baggage. He's not in a home. He's not in a facility for disabled men, boys. I ain't paying nobody to keep him. I want to be free. I'm not going to let my ex-husband keep him, raise him, because you're still going to expect me to be in Sebastian's life. Wake up, everybody. The shit has been sitting there in front of you the whole time. Why won't she give him the sack? Why won't she give him the sack? Because she'd be expected to still deal with him. Bingo card. Damn. Where you all been? This is what I tell you all. You don't think. You're thinking for you. You got to be Katie Proudfoot. I ain't going to keep running over there picking his ass up. Shit, I'm trying to go to Bermuda. I'm trying to go to the Bahamas. Now I got to go get him. Think. I want out. I want out totally. No Christmas, no holidays, no spring break, no running down the highway to get them, no bringing shoes, clothes, video games. I want out completely. I don't have to put on a face. I don't have to pretend I want to be bothered with my own son. I don't have to do shit no more. I'm done. And that's what you all need to understand about what you have been seeing and hearing play out on YouTube by Christopher Proudfoot. The mother doesn't have the courage to talk to the cameras, to talk to YouTubers, because she knows you'll see straight through her. Mr. Proudfoot is a narcissist. He's grandiose. He has a grandiose personality. He wants validity. He wants people to recognize him because he's not getting it in his own life. He's a dictator. He's an ass. But what he's done is shown you the boy never had a good life. His secrets have come out from Nina. The cat is out of the bag now. And he has shown you the motive for murder of Sebastian Rogers. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Go to my community page to take the post. Thank you for following this network, liking, sharing, subscribing. Make this content viral. And if you'd like to donate to this great network, $sign McGangie, 129 Cash App, stickers and chats always welcome during the live stream. They got rid of their kid. Memphis. Because anybody knows that if the child was to show up, who's going to be the person to open the door for him? Nobody. Because that was the whole point. Out of sight, out of mind. Thank you for joining me. You've been listening to The Voting Cell.